For those of you who don't know me, I explained myself earlier. I'm also, my day job is I'm a school bus driver. And on my elementary route, I have a time in which I let off the children who go to breakfast, and then there are a group that stay with me on the bus for about 5 minutes. Sometimes more to less, depending on the weather, traffic, da-da-da. But anyway, in order to keep them entertained at the start of the year, I decided that I was going to start telling them stories. You know, captive audience, what have you got to lose, you know. So I did that, and then I realized that they were going to get a little restless, so what I did is I kind of reversed it. I said, well, you guys tell me stories. You guys know stories, I'm sure. Well, they started out, all right. Well, one kindergarten girl got up there, and she told the story of Gunny Wolf, and a little story. And it was the cutest story that I ever heard. Then another one got up and then told the story. Well, what I did is I'm accumulating these. And this one, it turns out that one particular student had a class assignment, and it was called The Angry Insect. Well, he told that story. Now, you have to remember, these were all under 5 minutes and so on and so forth. So he gave that story to me, and then I realized that it was a classroom assignment, but it was a really good story. But I had to expand it to explain his story as well. So here's what The Angry Insect turned out to be. It was a very, very important science fair, and I'm going to win it. Mom let me use the kitchen to experiment with, and I knew what I was going to do. I was going to make an active volcano. Now, Mom gave me stuff from the kitchen to put together in this, including some stuff under the sink she knew wouldn't hurt me. And then Dad gave me some stuff from the garage, and I was putting this all together myself. Now, it was a science project I had to do, and I was going to win. So, what I did is I assembled the volcano first and made sure that whatever I needed to mix together to make the lava flow, that it was inside the volcano so you couldn't see it. And then I had to figure out what I was going to put in it. I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to take Mentos and put it in Diet Coke and shake it up. Dad did it for me, but he said that wouldn't go too well. It'd be too messy. So I was stuck with what I had. So I put some stuff together and tried it out, and it worked, but it just didn't go fast enough. So I went into the garage. And I got into the closet where Dad said I could get into, and I got some stuff out, and I put it together, and it worked real good, and it came fast. And it kept coming, and kept coming. And it started going all over the counter and down the sink, and I yelled for Mom. She came in, put it in the sink, and then it kept coming, kept coming. Well, at least in the sink we could wash it down. Well, we cleaned up the mess, and by the time that was all done, it was time for me to go to bed. The next morning, I got up, and I went into the kitchen to have breakfast. Mom had taken Dad to work, and she would be back soon, so I had breakfast, and I heard this noise in the cupboard. Well, I opened the bottom drawer, and out jumped this cockroach right past my face. It was the biggest one I'd ever seen. I threw my plate at it, and it got angry at me. And it started coming at me. Well, I ran out the back door, and it came after me, and without thinking, I ran across the wading pool we had. The cockroach ran right after me, and when it hit the water, it sucked it up and grew bigger. I was so panicky, afraid, I didn't know what to do, so I ran around the swing set, and it kept following me, and I ran up my tree house where I had my slingshot and a pile of stones so I could practice. And I got up there, and it started climbing up. Well, I started shooting at it, and didn't seem to do anything until I hit its left eye. Hit him. Oh, wow. I knew what I was doing then. Then I hit its right eye, and it panicked and it dropped down to the ground. Well, by that time, Mom was back home and she had called 911. The police came out and killed it. Well, I missed school that day, with the health department coming around and asking a lot of questions and other government agencies. But you know, I won the science fair. I had the best stuffed cockroach there ever was.